What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. Another video talking about this whole Christmas celebration with Uta and Vivi and Rebecca. We have had the data download now, so we get the full breakdown of these characters' abilities. Of course, we had the Korean website post their initial abilities, but we couldn't see everything. We could only see the captains, and we could only see the specials. And what I had thought was the case with Vivi and Rebecca on that Korean website was true. What they revealed was only their base form of their captain and special. They do have a little bit of a buff with their special and their captain with level limit break. We'll go through that in this video, but I'm not really going to go over the effects that we kind of already talked about. I kind of just want to go over some things that were slightly hard to understand in that Korean translation. So when you tab with a rainbow slot on Uta's captain ability, it actually applies a resistance down for strength, quick, and dex. So that's pretty cool. Get a little bit of resistance down. We already knew that, but this one was translated a little bit weirdly. The rest of it is pretty much still the same. And one thing that is interesting is this effect in Uta's special, where it says if you land 4 perfect strikes in a row this turn, then it doubles strength, quick, cerebral, and shooter characters attack when you land a successful strike. So from my knowledge, this seems to be a new type of buff where you can have an attack boost on your crew from another special, and then this ability is like a new form of an attack boost, and in order to get it to trigger, you need to tap 4 perfect strikes during your attack. So essentially, the first 4 taps don't get a buff, but then the final 2 taps will receive the buff from this special ability, which is interesting. I mean, it's cool. It's another way for characters that are attacking towards the end of your chain to get even more damage output, which is a good thing. More types of buffs that we can stack on top of what we already have withstanding is a good thing. I like that. So this is just another way to get more damage, which is cool. The rest of it is pretty much all like what we expected it to be. Now, we didn't get access to her super type before. Now, in order to activate it, you need to have a chain addition or a chain multiplicative buff, which is a little strange because this character doesn't give you chain multiplicative or a chain addition buff, so you have to utilize other characters, which is a little bit weird. The effect itself will reduce your crew's silence duration by 5 turns, which is the ability of, you can't tap on your character, you can't swipe. This is not special bind, so removing 5 turns of that is good. Changes this character's own slot into rainbow and locks crew slots for 2 turns. That's really good. Locking slots for multiple turns is incredibly valuable, so that's really good, especially because this character is so focused around the rainbow slot mechanic. Being able to keep those slots for so many turns is very powerful. It also changes the attack multiplier of strength and rainbow slots to 2.75 times for 3 turns. Very powerful mechanic as well, allowing you to basically have these rainbow slots that Uta can give you and make them count as higher multiplier than Wano slots. Very powerful effect. So I think overall, I'm pretty happy with the design of this Legend Uta. I think she's a really good character, definitely miles better than the Halloween Uta that we had a couple months back. So that's overall a net positive, and this is not like a limited time character. This character should be available in red tickets moving forward after her Sugo Fest leaves the game. So that's a good thing too. So she is going to be quote unquote accessible, right? Moving past that as well, we get some more abilities in terms of her crewmate abilities. She reduces her own cooldown by 5 turns anytime a strength or quick captain uses their special. So that's a unique ability that she has. And then her potential ability, she has hunger, she has barrier pierce, and she does have super tandem. However, the super tandem is a little bizarre. It gives you 3 turns of defense up removal, and then a 2 times attack boost to strength, quick, cerebral, and shooter. Now, the thing about it that's not listed here is the activation requirement for this. I think it's something along the lines of you need to have 3 cerebral or shooters attacking in the chain. So you have to have 3 cerebral shooters and then Uta, so it's like 4 total taps, which kind of goes hand in hand with her special requiring the 4 perfects. But the other thing is that you also need an ability that makes super tandem accessible via other slots. I believe that's what it mentioned. So the activation requirement for this super tandem is very, very weird. But it's not the greatest, honestly. A 2 times attack boost, not really the best super tandem ever. So anyways, we have the support effect. It attaches to any cerebral character that's also strength. And it says once per quest, if you use a special to apply a chain addition or a chain multiplicative buff, Then it changes that character slot into Rainbow. It gives a -5% cerebral resistance for 1 turn, and boosts the attack of the next final tap by 5%. So a pretty decent support. It doesn't give you like utility or anything like that, but it does give you some additional damage output, which is cool. So having a look at the Rumble stuff, which was not revealed as well, she is more supporter focused, giving strength units attack, speed, defense increase. Strength teammates get a 20% CT reduction, and then also teammates with below 50% HP get a little bit of healing. And then her ability gives HP, speed, defense, and then also level 5 CT for herself in the first 20 seconds. This is not a character that I can really see being like used in strength teams. Probably not. And then she does have a super rumble special. After the character receives enemy rumble special 3 times, you get just basically more buffs. Like, it's nothing really that crazy in my opinion. I don't see this character being used in rumble all that much, but honestly, I'm pretty happy with the design in the PvE aspect of this character. Great captain special, super type and all that. Pretty interesting character overall. And then we can pivot to Vivi and Rebecca. Now this character, when we saw the announcement of their abilities, I was pretty disappointed. And then even after reading what they got through level limit break, I'm also a little bit disappointed, because they really should have made this character a lot better than what we see here. So we actually have the solo captain abilities here. Nothing really too noteworthy to talk about here, but you can see this is the special with the this is the base form of the special. So when you super evolve, this is what you're gonna get, which is what we read in the Korean website yesterday, where we get the 2.25 attack and all boost for 2 turns, bind and special bind removal by 6 turns, and then if you have a rainbow slot, you remove 2 turns of damage nullification. So of course, when you get to level limit break, things change a little bit, where the captain ability gets a 1.35 times color affinity instead of a 1.3. And that's basically all it does. It does extend the duration of chain-related specials by 2 turns instead of 1 turn, so that is the main difference there. But you're not really using this character as a captain because it's so focused around being, you know, attacking with type advantage. Not really the most easiest character to use. And then the special ability, the only thing that they really did is it now removes bind and special bind by 7 turns, which, I mean, can be kind of useful. And then the attack and orb buff actually lasts for 3 turns instead of 2 turns. And of course, these buffs can be buffed 2 times, which is pretty useful. And then the effect at the end, where if you have a rainbow slot, it still removes 2 turns of damage nullification. So no major changes there, which is kind of disappointing. Now the switch ability, this is one thing that we really wanted to see as well. So the switch ability here, this is the same effect where it completely removes her own special bind, makes it easier to land perfects. This is actually new, making it easier to land perfects. Not really too sure. I mean, I guess it synergizes well with the new Uta, right? It also changes adjacent slots into matching, which is also a new addition to this character switch ability, and heals crew by 1500, and then the 1.25 chain multiplicative buff. And of course, when you activate this switch ability, it will automatically activate the super type of Uta. And then we have the super switch after 5 switches, which of course, when you use Uta as a captain, she gives you -5 to your super switch gauge. And this effect will completely remove this character's special bind, make it easy to land perfects, adjacent slots including block into matching this time, 15,000 heal, and 1.5 chain multiplicative buff. So the super switch is pretty good, all things considered. It's just that they didn't really buff her enough, in my opinion. This effect where you need to have a rainbow slot is just kind of, it's a major gimmick. It should have just been straight up just remove 2 turns of damage nullification. It shouldn't be locked behind a rainbow slot. Really hate that design aspect of this unit. And then in terms of the rumble stuff, they didn't really change too much here. So we can have a look at the buffed version, where it targets two characters for 4,000 fixed damage. Strikers get attack and crit up, so not a great special. And then the super rumble special, where it does basically the same thing, except that it's an attack speed and critical increase. And in terms of the rumble ability, it gives striker characters attack, crit, special CT up, which is cool for strikers, but considering the special this character has, I don't see this character being used in striker teams. It's just overall relatively disappointing. So yeah, a bit of a downer to end off the year with this character. We're hoping that when they announce the New Year celebration, that they potentially give us a super evolution for a Super Sugo Fest exclusive, because they have done that over the last couple of years, where they give Super Sugos a 6+ during the New Year celebration. Not really too sure which character they would pick, but we're really hoping that we do get one this year, hopefully. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up from me though. Thank you so much for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed this one, and if you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.